Welcome back. It's another Psychic Saturday night. Another Psychic Saturday night. Oh, man. And we've all made it through some pretty powerful times. Some wonderful festivities. So welcome to the very last Psychic Saturday night of 2024. I'm just going to let the algorithm do its thing and let people jump on. Because, people are still busy with festivities. Still busy with festivities, still taking care of business, gathering, celebrating. It is a wonderful time for people in its proper way. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, it is a wind down time to this year. 2024 is coming to an end. But I have to say, that with that being said, it's just a turn of the page on the calendar, of course, for us. There's no stopping 2024 energy on a dime like that. So just know that we're not really finished fully with 2024 energy until around the equinox in spring, March. I like to let people know that because it kind of lets us, off the hook for a lot of, oh my God, I have to do this like abrupt changing because we're in a new year and all of a sudden I want new things and I want to do things differently. But you're having challenges because the energies of yesterday are still knocking at the door and still pushing their way into our world. So hello, 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 welcome, welcome. Hi, Diane. Welcome back to this final 2024 Psychic Saturday night. Crazy. So, crazy times. A lot of stuff's been happening around the world. A lot of stuff's been happening in Europe. And some people are feeling that. Some people aren't because we're caught up in our own distractive festivities, celebrations, gatherings, all that stuff. They're all distractions for us, right? They're all meant to put our focus in someplace else. And a lot of stuff that goes on around the world isn't necessarily, something we want to focus on anyway. So that being said, shine your light is the big thing, right? I keep telling everybody, shine your light, shine your light. This week and right through until the end of this year, we really got to shine bright. It's a wonderful experience we're having here, as polarity. And the more light we can emit, that's kind of what we came to do, to be the light and then to emit that and resonate that beautiful light outward so that not only does it dispel the darkness around us and light up places that are needing light, but it helps others in helping them to shine their light for themselves and for the rest of us too, right? Because we all are here together and we are all working on the same plan, all in different stages. Everybody's got their own role. Everybody has their own mission. But ultimately, we are all here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to light ourselves up and enlighten ourselves as that, experience. So Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, there were some interesting things that took place in and around the world. And I can tell you honestly, while I did put a call out for people to shine bright, I have to say people did a wonderful job shining bright. It was amazing. The amount of light that people were emitting for themselves, for their families, with their families, all of these wonderful things that they were, coming together and laughing and being joyful and celebrating and sharing time together and love together and all of those wonderful things. That caused a great deal of light to be emitted and pulsated off the planet. And that actually is a good thing for us because it helps us naturally to get to where we're going, which is, of course, the whole point to ascension. So that being said, keep shining your light because we're not quite done with that. And even like as I said, as the calendar changes and the we turn the page kind of idea, those energies are still rippling out. There's a reverberation that's occurring. You drop a pebble in the pond and those ripples don't just stop because maybe, you've turned away from it or whatever. They're still going. They're just not your focal point, and they're still happening around the world and around us. So pay attention, folks. Lots of stuff is unfolding, and there are a lot of predictions coming for 2025, and that's kind of what we're talking about a little bit tonight. I want to show you what's in the cards for us topically, as it were, for 2025, because that's going to be a very interesting year for all of us. The last 4 years obviously have been extremely interesting for all of us. We have, hey Sylvia, hey Donna, we have a lot of historical value to what's happened over the last few years. But what's coming in the next year, especially in the next year and a half anyway, is also game changers. It's also very important for us to be aware of and on the game and watching for, okay? So 2025 is a 9 energy, and that always tells us about the vibration, the theme kind of for the year that you're going to be able to expect and sort of tune into. And that would be closures, finalizations, endings, and also preparation for new things, and the preparation for and even the anticipation for all kinds of new beginnings and brand new experiences all the way around. And we'll see the glimpses of those because they'll really anchor in the 1 year, which would be 2026. But this 2025 year that's coming, definitely going to show us glimpses of what we can expect. We've just entered the age of Aquarius, and we are wonderfully as a collective. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. Wonderfully as a collective shifted in so many ways, on so many levels. So many of us are actually not on the same timelines that we were just a couple months ago. And I know that might sound a little weird, but I think everybody who's, paying attention to those kinds of things would probably agree with me that, yeah, things are not the same. They are different. They seem the same. They look the same, but they're not the same. So there's a lot of stuff that we can anticipate in the next little while coming in on the, the heels of this 2024 energy and into this 2025. So like I said earlier, you are not going to find, full 2025 energy anchored in until March, until the equinox. I have never found that to be the case ever. Again, just because we turn the page, the calendar, doesn't mean that you can shut the door on last year's energy and it just turns around and walks away and says, oh yeah, that's right, I'm not here anymore. That's just not how it goes. So you'll notice this trickling. I always call it, as it makes its way towards the equinox in March, I always call it like the last snap of the dragon's tail. So we have this wonderful draining of the tub, as it were, of all the energies on the theme of 8 energy, or the previous year, whatever that might be. This year was a dragon year. We're heading into a snake year. How cool. We are going to see incredible transformation. Because the dragons brought it in. They're all catalytic energy, and the snake shows us what kinds of skin we are shedding and what's necessary for us to let go of. So there's lots of stuff for us in the cards. And if you're into that kind of thing, just as a point of interest and just for just for shits and giggles, as people say, there's a lot of Simpsons predictions about 2025 that are, surfacing right now. And let's face it, it is a little uncanny, isn't it? Do we believe in coincidences? No, we do not, people. We do not at all. We know that there are definitely truths everywhere. They're seeded and planted and those kinds of things, and you just can't make this stuff up, as my friends and I like to say. So check out the Simpsons, their predictions for 2025, because they are coming. There's a bunch of them that are supposed to come through. But in the meantime, let's have a look, because we still have some planets in retrograde, and with that, there's Mars and Jupiter. I believe in Neptune, I think, is still there. Let's have a look-see, shall we? Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I see there's a bunch of you here, which is so nice. Okay, so yes, we have, no, not Neptune, excuse me. It's Uranus until the end of January, and Jupiter until the beginning of February, and Mars until the end of February. Now, Mars is all about masculine energy. Jupiter is all about structure, order, and discipline. And Uranus also is about extremes and freedoms and working those angles of extreme freedoms and things like that. So those are really important for us to look at in terms of what we can expect to sort of shape the beginning of our next year. So if that makes sense to anybody, there's still influencing energies that have to be recognized and acknowledged because we're all subjected to them. There's an influence. It's like being at a concert or being actually living next door to the concert, to the stadium that the concerts get played at, but never attending because you don't need to, because you hear it, everything. You hear everything because you live next door. It's you're in the vicinity of it. And so we're going to feel these things because they're still radiating, they're still emanating, and they're still reverberating outward. Yeah, but because we are a collective, because we are thinking, because we are, contributing to these particular experiences all the way around, we can make things happen. That's how we experience everything. So January comes in with brand new beginnings. 2025 is again an ending number, but it's also going to offer us an opportunity to prepare for new things, right? Because we're letting go of the old things. So it's like letting go of the garbage or holding anything you've been holding on to, so that when the stuff that you're really ready for and that's really coming for you shows up, you've got hands to grab it with, kind of idea. So right off the bat, we're going to look at that and know that those two, right? Because they seem to be like almost polar energies. They're not. They absolutely work together all the time. Everything is complementary. Everything is always working together. So, hey, everybody. Hey, Kevin. Salutations, everybody. It's so nice to see you all. Big things are unfolding for people. Big things are unfolding for people. I will say that too. And as we have done a lot of work on ourselves over the last couple of years, because of the things that we've had to go through, so many of us are in way different spaces than we were before. We are feeling differently about ourselves. We are living our lives differently than we did before, and it's not just necessarily, to suit and certain accommodations. It's actually because we have really stepped into our power and really recognize that going with the flow has nothing to do with what everybody else is doing. It has to do with what you feel really called to do for yourself, if that makes sense to everybody. So lots of stuff going on. I'm all over the map, but there's lots of energy that we can recognize. And so that's what we're talking about here. What we can expect in the next little while. The last few days of this month, I will say too, a little housekeeping here. Not only do I have some really awesome deals on the programs, basic training for the Divine Warrior Bootcamp is on sale, 25% off, which is really, really awesome. For those that are interested, in case this is the leap you've been ready to take and jump at, it's a good time to take it because 25% off is a really good deal. Let me tell you that. It's a really good deal. Anyway, also we have a couple of single programs on, Magic and Miracles with Merlin and Meet the Clairs, and, all kinds of things magical with Merlin. However, I will also tell you that for the next few days, and only for the next few days, $25 off readings also. So for anybody who's interested, PM me and we will connect, because $25 off a reading is also a really, really good deal. And in honor of 2025 coming in, Merlin decided that we're putting all this stuff on sale. 25. He loves that number. But anyway, and he runs the business more than I do. Anyway, so yeah, so just a little bit of housekeeping there, and on to the next thing. Got the cards. And so, yeah, we're going to throw a couple of cards down here, actually, just because I really wanted to tap into what's coming in the next little while, and only in the very beginning, okay, because we're going to be continuing this with these psychic Saturday nights, and can't give everything away. We got to have something to talk about the next little while. Yeah, but there's a lot going to happen, so keep your eyes peeled. People, keep your eyes peeled, and we'll have plenty to talk about. And like I said, for those who are interested in all the other stuff that's going on behind the scenes that most people don't know about, and most places aren't willing to talk about, find me on Telegram, because we're going to have some conversations there that are going to be incredibly revealing and amazingly enlightening. So yeah, there we have it. Now, also, I'm going to do a workshop. I'm going to do a prelude which will be like a little Zoom thingy that we do online here for the workshop, which will be free for everybody, but then you can join in on the workshop and get more advanced information. But this little free kind of thing we're going to do, this Zoom thing we're going to do, is all about working with your innate system. 2025 is a year for us to really take full command of ourselves and really solidify where we are, who we are, and how we're living, how we operate, how we are in our own physicality. It's a very important time for us to be doing that. Cleaning out things, cleaning up our lives and detoxing mind, body, heart, and soul. And that being said, no better way to do that than to connect to the system that is your operational system. So that's your innate. And everybody has an innate system. The fact that you don't teach or tell your lungs to breathe, your heart to pump, the blood to flow, any of that stuff, your body to digest food or to eliminate it in any way, any of that, right? Like all of that stuff is run by an operating system that you are divinely designed with, by the way, as you may know. And it takes over. It does everything you need it to do because you're too busy living life, right? Like you're just here for the experience. When you are fully connected to that, though, and when you actually engage with that and communicate with it, which you can do, amazing things can happen. Amazing things can happen. And I truly know, I don't just believe it, but I absolutely know it. Not just for myself, for my own experiences, but for others as well, that we can heal ourselves of a lot of different things. Now, I'm not a medical doctor and I make no medical claims. It's all for entertainment purposes, of course. But I would say just for shits and giggles, folks, if you want to check out what kind of power you actually hold for yourself through this particular operating system, this body intelligence that we have and that we have access to, follow me and I will tell you a little bit about it. I will teach you how to connect to it and how to listen to it, how to follow it, and how to help yourself with it. Because you know what? We're supposed to. And there's a lot of things that we can heal ourselves of that we don't require external help with. Just saying. You can use supplements, natural supplements. I do highly encourage people to use natural supplements. There's a lot of wonderful things out there, and you got to get them now while we can because government's trying to do something about that too, right? But everything we need is in our environment. It's within us and it's around us. Creator designed it exactly like that, right? That's the divine design. So, yeah. Watch for that, because if you've ever worked with your innate, you'll know the power of it. If you've never worked with your innate, then I encourage you and invite you to please join me as I can encourage you to and teach you how to connect to yourself and connect to that power that is you. And then we can go from there, because that's what we're supposed to do. Edgar Cayce talked about stuff like that too. And, it's been well known and well documented by a lot of other researchers and stuff. The kinds of power that we hold, what we can do for ourselves. It's not just about affirmations. It's not just about what you think. It's about what you feel about what you think. It's all about what you feel about what you think and what you're talking about on the inside. Your internal dialogue, your body is listening to it. Your cells are listening to it. Start talking nicely. Next year is all about taking better care of ourselves, being kind to ourselves, loving ourselves, and loving the shit right out of ourselves. Just saying. Okay. It's good. So, yeah, we're going to do a couple of cards here. I see the King of Pentacles. It's not the first time I've seen it. But yes, we also have this Discipline card. So that's all about, the Nine of Wands is all about staying the course. Literally staying the course. There's that King again. And this time with the Star, which is a major card. To me, the King of Pentacles is a card that it's about self-preservation. It's about pragmatics. It's about knowing how to play the game and playing it to win, but to win for everybody, right? So it's a win-win all the way. And it's important for us, to utilize our resources and work smarter, not harder, as they teach people, and use what we have. We are incredible beings, and we can do an amazing job when we get our handle on it. But it's about getting a handle on it. So another couple of major cards. Look at that one. The Faith card and the Death card. The Star card and the Death card. We are going to go through some serious transformation, people. A lot of transformation happening. But you got to have hope, and you got to keep the faith, because that's what this is about. This card, I work with the Greek Mythic Tarot. So the Greek Mythic Tarot, the Star card is actually Pandora and Pandora's box. And we all know what happened in the story of Pandora. She opened the box and all kinds of crap came out, surfaced, whatever. That was last year. That's what happened. That's where we are. That's what we're dealing with. That's why this year, specifically coming, is about cleaning all that stuff up, finalizing those details, getting them the hell out of the way, getting rid of it all, shedding the skin that we need to shed, and starting fresh come 2026. It's exciting, exciting times. Okay, so, and there we go again. See, we just keep cutting up. These ones keep changing, but this one keeps coming up. And those are generally how I get a kind of an idea or a theme, you know, that's showing itself to me about what we're looking at, what we're seeing, and what's in the cards for us. Okay, so I'm just waiting for someone in my head to tell me it's okay to stop. Merlin's talking about lots of ideas coming for people this year as well, where you're going to have insights come to you. Things are going to show up, and they're new. They're not stuff that you're used to or anticipating or accustomed to, we'll say, okay? What's going to happen are things are going to show up that are going to be like totally out of the blue, totally new for you, totally not something you've ever tried before, but because you've tried everything else and you ain't got nothing to lose kind of idea, you're going to go with it. Those are going to happen for people. Lots of those kinds of things are going to happen for people. It's because, hey, you guys, hey, everybody. It's because we are getting ready. We're getting ready. There's a whole lot of new stuff coming. Some of it we're supposed to embrace and some of it we're not. You got to feel it out, though. And if you feel good about something, then go with that. If you don't, then don't. But remember, what you feel is everything. It's everything, because it's what you feel that emanates out of you, and it becomes your correspondence with the universe. That's your first 3 laws, right? Everything's mental. You think about it, and you feel about it, and then you tell everybody about it, right? You correspond outwardly about it, and that's when the laws, otherwise, the other laws kick in, like law of attraction, law of rhythm, gender, yeah, and perpetual transmutation. What's the other one? Polarity. Yes. If you hear snoring, it's Miss Georgie over here. So, which is not also uncommon to hear her in the background that way. She's our signature. So yes, lots of stuff going on for people. Spirit's talking about in the next 3 months, especially the next 3 months, keep your focus. Keep your focus on where you're going. Don't look back. You're not going that way, as they say. Look forward and continue to look forward. And I'm not going to say put your blinders on, but in a way, I would say definitely ensure that you're not easily distracted by stuff in the peripheral, because there is a lot of stuff going to go on. And it's meant to distract you. It's meant to pull you away. It's really meant to usurp your balance and get you off balance. Because again, as those new things come in, there's this kind of, well, it's kind of blurry, right? It's kind of blurry. So we want to be very careful what we're looking at, what we're focused on, if that makes sense to anybody. Some of these new things that are coming, again, they look good, but you've got to be discerning. Really, really, really feel it out. If it feels good, then fine, go that way. But after you've discerned for yourself, after you've really sat with something, after you've really considered something, try not to jump at things. If there's anything we've all learned over the last few years, is that things don't always look, or they don't always seem to be, they don't always look what they appear to be. They don't always seem to be what they appear to be. They aren't always what they appear to be. Oh my God. Okay. Yes, they aren't. They aren't. Okay. Now, Yeah, one last time. One last time. Where are we with that? Oh boy. It's really important for people to connect to themselves, to the creator. I teach you how to connect. There's other, lives that we have had. There's other videos you can find on my feed, whatever. Please learn to connect yourself. Connect yourself to yourself. Connect yourself to your higher self, your innate system, which you can learn in this next little bit of workshop I talk about, and to Prime Creator. To Prime Creator. There have been many creators. Prime Creator, the original one. Source. Connect to Source. You cannot go wrong when you connect to Source. And when you feel that and you are strong in that, no matter what comes, no matter what shows itself, no matter what, you can discern what's right or wrong, what feels good, what doesn't, what works, what doesn't is probably the best way to go with that. Again with this one, I'm telling you, keep the faith, people, keep the faith. Keep the faith. Okay, last time, we're going to pull 3. What we saw, mind, body, spirit. Is that what we're doing, Merlin? Yeah? Oh, okay. We're going to do 2 rounds of 3. So we're going to do yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I'm going to do mind, body, and spirit. So yesterday and today and tomorrow, and then what we need to know about for our minds and for our bodies and for our spirits. Okay? So here we go. So for the first one, we're going to do 3 mind, body, no, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And am I pulling from the same? No? Okay. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to shuffle them again. So yesterday was the 8 of Pentacles. Today we have the Ace of Swords. Awesome card, by the way. Absolutely love Athena, for those who know. Tomorrow's card, the Tower. Now, I'm going to say there are 4 cards, 4 cards in the majors of the tarot deck that most people go with. And one of them we saw when I was shuffling. That's the Death card. The Tower card is another one. And, of course, the Hangman and the Devil card are the other 2. I've even heard people talk about having taken those out of their deck because they freak people out so much. You know what? You can't rip pages out of a book and expect to read the whole story. Just saying. So you got to keep them in there because they're symbolic, right? Everything is symbolic. When I see those 4 cards, though, I want to say anytime they show up, and any one of them that shows up tells me that we are here and we're doing the work. We're doing exactly what we came to do, and stuff is happening. Shifts are happening. Shit's happening all over the place, and that we can be grateful for because that's what we came to do. We're here to change the game. We're here to be catalytic. That shows us that we're doing it. Okay, so the 8 of Pentacles talks about yesterday. Yesterday is all about what we came to recognize for ourselves. For me, that's card that represents, craftsmanship in what we're here to do. Our craft is literally refining our lives, refining ourselves, clearing trauma and darkness from our bodies, and refining the light that we are, right? Beautiful, crystalline beings we are here to become. It takes us a while to get there, It's a definite process. But this 8 of Pentacles shows me that we have done a lot of work. A lot of people have done a lot of work. Most of the people have done the work. Now, there are 2 cards that actually represent work to me in the tarot, and they're both Pentacles, and the other one is the 3 of Pentacles. This one always says this is divine work. To me, this is the true work we're here to do at our core, for our soul, right? So that's really important for us to note, because that card says that as the ascension process that we are here participating in is unfolding, we did what we came to do. We did what we came to do. And I know I've said it before. I'll say it again in a future timeline. And it is down the road for us, but it's already happening for them. We won. We've already won. We've already done what we came to do. It's already a done deal. It's a wrap, folks. Somebody was saying the other day, and I thought how poignant was that, and how perfectly timing was that. It's a wrap, all right. With the whole festivities and with this experience, because we can guarantee that we've done exactly what we came to do. We really have. And you can rest assured that that just because we don't see it right now doesn't mean it hasn't happened. I can tell you it has. So yesterday, today, Today we have the Ace of Swords. Now this card in particular, this is Athena. See that? This card is a card of independence here, mental independence. You see that sword she's got? That's a sword of truth, and it cuts through BS, lies, deceptions, all kinds of things. She knows what to do with this. And if you've ever worked with the energy of Athena or a Pallas Athena, as I've spoken about too, because there's two energies like that, with the energy of Athena, you can pick and choose which one you want. Well, actually, you can't. She sort of tells you. If you've ever worked with her, you know exactly what I'm talking about too. You don't really tell Athena anything. She tells you what's going down. But nonetheless, beautiful energy to work with, powerful energy to work with. Look out, like literally LTFO, because when you call on her and you're looking for truth, integrity, balance, or justice, you get it, and you get it big. You get it big and you get it straight up. She's an amazing energy. She's an incredible energy to work with. But what this shows me, this ace, says that right now we are here. We're in a brand new space. We are sharp. We are sharp, and we have got this. We are now independent, free thinkers. Why? Because we did the work. We did the work. We are free from a lot of the stuff that was plaguing us, a lot of the influences that were detrimental. Part of the work with innate is about clearing your fields of harmful influences. And I'm not just talking about the stuff that's in the air and the water and the food we eat and all of that crap. I'm talking about other stuff that is intentionally detrimental to us. Manipulative, whatever. Just know, when you're sharp and you're smart, you're working smart rather and not hard, when you're in that space, I can't touch you. I can't touch you because you got this. You're the gatekeeper of your mind, your thoughts, and you are truly in a place of triumph, because that's what this card is all about. Triumph. Triumph. No matter what, you've won. You've already won. So that's awesome for all of us to note, because that is what we're going to use to go forward to tomorrow. And tomorrow's card, like I said, is catalytic. It's very transformative. It is very transformative. The Tower card. The Tower card is the breakdown of everything we've ever known. The foundations, the breakdown of every structure in your life that it just doesn't serve a purpose for you any longer. It's gonna go. And how does it go? Because we are finally able to see it for what it really is and not be bound to it. We are independent and free thinkers because we did the work, right? We did the work. Like, you know what? No, I'm not falling for that. I am a sovereign being. I'm a sovereign being. I do not consent. I do not consent to effery of any kind. I tell them that every day. I don't consent to your effery. Don't bother. And they know. Most of the time, I don't have troubles. Every once in a while, I get someone who tries to poke me. Just a little bit, and it's like, not going to happen. Doesn't happen on my watch, for the most part, but every once in a while. But you got to be on it, because you know what? This structure that we see breaking down isn't solid enough to withstand any storms anyway. It's not meant to stay in your life. It's meant to go. And anytime we see this card, anytime you see this card, I can tell you, you have done the work to bring about the change that you're looking for. Reform, total reform, transformation, all levels. Clearly, we're done with everything, right? With all kinds of stuff, right? Everything, we've just packaged it all up and we're ready to just kick it to the curb. This is the chance to do that, right? What you want to do is that very thing. Clear it out for the end of the year, because even though, like I said, it's a calendar year, it's all about paper, technically, shove that in the bag too and put it to the curb. Because collectively, we are programmed with this, calendar thing going on anyway. So we're going to be working with these waves. We're going to be working with these consciousness waves and these energetic waves. Work it, right? And know when things crumble, it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Because the rubble will clear and you'll have a fresh space to clean, and a fresh, clean space, rather, to build now. I always say, when the kids were little, well, I had boys, so I don't know about girls. I doubt it with girls. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I can't say that. I'm not supposed to say any of that stuff anymore. Anyway, When my boys were little, we had Lego. Anybody ever remember Lego? You'd get these buckets with like thousands and thousands of pieces, but there were only ever like 2 or 3 of these base pieces, right? These green flat pieces that the kids would all build these towers on. And that meant that, when the tower was built and you were done and you felt, you used all your Legos or whatever, you had to break that tower down, break it apart in order to rebuild. And I always say that, and I remind myself of that because that's often what has to happen, right? We've got to break down what's there, get it the hell out of there, clean it all out, and start fresh. And that's what this card is talking about. So that's good. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we can expect wonderful transformations coming. And again, right, we got this year of the snake coming up. I didn't know it was the year of the snake until I happened to see a little thing on. How very appropriate. Can't remember that. I haven't heard enough time remembering our own zodiac, never mind anybody else's. Anyhow, all right. So we're going to shuffle, one more. And this time, once again, this time, once again, not yesterday, today, and tomorrow, when I finally get it right, we'll do the mind, body, and heart. Spirit, rather. Excuse me, mind, body, and heart. Or spirit. Jeez Louise. I have to do 4? That's why. Okay, we'll do 4. Mind, body, heart, and spirit. Mind, body, heart, and spirit. Thank you, Marilyn. Welcome to my world, folks. Okay. Mind, body, heart, and spirit. What do we need to know? Yeah. Because it's important. All of it. Now. Picking 4. Mind, body, heart, and spirit. Just like we said. Mind, body, heart, spirit. Okay. Mind. 3 of Pentacles. I was just saying. All about the work. Now, generally, this is like the work you do for like a paycheck or whatever, but it's work that you toil with. It's labor. It's not just something you're passionate about or you're loving to do. This is work. That means we got work to do. That's okay. That's okay, because we know we've come through all kinds of stuff already, right? We've come through all kinds of stuff. Mind, body. Here. The High Priestess is the body. Now, some people might not recognize what that means, but when a major card like that shows up as a body experience, okay, as a physicality for us, that means that we're to tune in to our intuition, to understand about our body, and to do what needs to be done in terms of taking care of our bodies, the temple that we're running around in as the vehicle that your soul is traveling this world, this experience in. So that is a really powerful card. Pardon me while I just tune in here for a moment because the air's changed in my office and Spirit's here in a different way than normal. Anyway, very cool. So, all about tuning into the body, using your intuition to guide yourself, to lead yourself forward. Mind means we're going to be doing the work, right? We got lots of work to do here, but the things that matter to us, the things that are of value to us. The body says you're going to be able to validate all of that stuff up here with your intuition, because that's your connection to source. That's your connection to source. Everybody has intuition. Everybody has intuition. We're all hardwired for intuition. You know that, right? Everybody by default has intuition. Some people are tuned into it. Some people aren't. Intuition is also, by the way, separate than psychic development or psychic intuition. Psychic abilities. Intuition is one thing. Psychic abilities is a totally different thing. They work together, but they're not the same thing. Mind, body, heart, and then spirit. Heart. Hearts are at odds. 7 of Swords is all about odds, right? Things that cause us to be in conflict, feeling opposing forces perhaps within. And what that means to me in this regard anyway is that as we do the mental work and as we tune into ourselves, heart is going to call you out on stuff and make sure that you're in the right space. This card often makes me feel like I'm in the wrong neighborhood. Like, oops, I've turned down the wrong alleyway here, and I'm definitely not in the right neighborhood. It's all about opposition. You feel it. It's conflict. It's not what you want. Feel that out. You know it. If you follow the Abraham teachings, okay, that's your inner guidance, right? That's your inner being saying, whoa, that's resistance. When you have resistance, that's your GPS saying, no, 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 no. Those are like those bumpy things at the side of the road to let you know you're not in the right space. You're about to go off your path. Pay attention, because that's what this card is going to let you know, okay? So keep in mind, that's your heart space. Your heart's going to be at odds, and it's going to help you recognize what you need to let go of at the beginning of this year. So all of that stuff that we're talking about letting go, shedding skin, all that stuff, boom, this is where it's going to help you. This is how you're going to figure out what it is you're needing to let go of, or at least confirm and validate for yourself what you need to let go of. Trust this is making sense. Okay, so spiritually, mind, body, heart, and spirit, because we couldn't get away with 3. We have to do 4. Mind, body, heart, and spirit. This 3 of Swords. This 3 of Swords, to me, in regard to, what I'm speaking about here, it's about recognizing where we are and where we aren't, and dealing with the hurt, dealing with the opposition, dealing with the things that we got to let go of. And some of it is, okay to let go of. We're good with it. We've packed it in the bag. We're ready to shove it to the curb. Some stuff, again, it's been lingering. It's been hard. It's been a hell of a year for people. It's not the easiest to sometimes let go of things. And some stuff we're so entangled with, here, it is not easy to let go of, right? You find yourself at odds. I want it, but it's not good for me. I want it, but it's not good for me, right? So when we're talking about cleaning up our temples and, cleaning up the vehicles and things like that, that's what we're talking about, like learning to eat healthy, learning to take supplements, drink more water, things like that. And some of us aren't very good at that stuff. That's me. Not so good at that. And I'm really, gotta work. I gotta really kind of push myself, have a little mental discipline. But knowing in the end that as I've done the work, Spirit is going to say, you know what? It's good. You're going to heal from this. You're going to heal in a way that is more, rewarding than you've ever imagined. And as long as you give to yourself, the 3s are all about divinity and unity and connection. Powerful. So when we do the work with the mind, eventually that work, that we've done, validated through that beautiful High Priestess card, recognizing again the stuff that we got to let go of, might not want to, but got to let go because it's for our better good. Sometimes we got to parent ourselves, even when we're parents, adults. Just because we're adults and can eat cookies for supper doesn't mean we are supposed to. It doesn't mean it's responsible. And responsible is about I, right? The ability to respond to myself, for myself, as myself. And I have a duty and an obligation to my source to do the best that I can do. And I have been remiss in a lot of areas of my life. And so that's why I know that I've been pushed, that this is this year for a lot of people, not just myself, but a lot of people, where we're going to get to the other side. Get to the other side of the heart stuff, the hard stuff, mental stuff, the other stuff, whatever it might be. So that being said, 2 3s. I find that interesting too. Can't make this stuff up, right? Like 2 3s. It matters. It matters. So, first ones, right? Mind, body, and or I keep doing that. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and of course today, mind, body, and heart and spirit. So, brick cards. Brick card. Hey, Lucy. Hey. Okay. I gotta stay focused. Stay focused. See, I've been talking about that. Let's stay focused. Stay focused. All right, so we're gonna pull the brick card, because that's what we do at the end of every reading, because it always summarizes everything we've talked about. So there were 7 cards that went down. 7 cards that went down, and even though they didn't show up in the second run, I would say that the first 3 were important for all of us to note. Now, here it comes. You really can't. I don't care where you're from. You cannot make this stuff up. What did I say? 3 was about? Unity? Anyway. You saw. Shuffled. Pulled. That's what I said. Okay. That's where we're headed, folks. That's what we're here to do. Are you ready? There we go. There we go. Unity. Today, I bring my attention into the present moment, where I become one with my inner light. As I make this conscious connection, I find myself centered in my heart and begin to glow with my own divinity. Union with my inner light provides me with a wise and stable base from which I can now live every day of my life. Shall I read it again? I don't think I need to. You can't make this stuff up, folks. And as much as I was all over the map, that rounded it all up, circled it back. Pretty nicely, if you ask me. Anyway, maybe that's just me. I don't know. You can read something into everything. See that beautiful being? That's what we're supposed to do. Just become that incredible light being. In whatever way that is for you. Radiate that light out. Thank you so much for joining me on this very last 2024 Psychic Saturday night. It's been fun. We're going to continue to do this. I'm grateful, so grateful for all of you who joined me here this evening. It was a hoot. Just an absolute hoot. And a snore. Yeah. Remember, we've got work to do. We're not by any means done. This is a long process. We didn't get here overnight. We're not getting out of here overnight either. So, let me switch to you. Oh, Nicole and Zandra. Oh, beautiful people. Neil. Hey, everybody. Dylan. Oh, hey. So, remember your innate system, your body's intelligence. I'm going to be doing a little thing on that. You've got to learn to connect to that, because if you have any ailments, if you have any issues, anxiety, depression, blood pressure, blood sugars, and I'm no medical doctor. We make a medical disclaimer here. No, none of this is for anything but entertainment purposes only, but I can tell you, which, I'm not very good at winking, so nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Please. When you connect to your system, you can do remarkable things. You should see my dog. She had a little tumor on her eye, and it's almost gone. And I'm not kidding. I will post pictures. I'm telling you. It's gone. Almost gone. Like, there's just this tiny little thing that's left here, but it was the size of a pea. Bigger, actually. It was bigger than a pea. Well, a little bit bigger. Anyway, the vet said it was fine, so I didn't worry. But once I knew what it was, I was like, okay. So I talked to her and ate. And we had a conversation. Because just because she doesn't talk doesn't mean that she doesn't have an intelligence about her. Right? Like, she has a body intelligence about her. She knows what she's doing. Her body's running itself. So I just talked to that. And I talked to it, and I told it we were going to shrink that tumor, and we were going to implement a brand new body blueprint for her without that. And it's less than 3 months later, it's gone. Almost. Anyway. So let's talk about the innate on the next time when we gather together. Everybody's so awesome. Oh, Lynn, that is so sweet. Lynn had awesome healing session. Yes. And you know what? Definitely. You guys gotta come and see me once in a while. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? We can do amazing things. We really can. And the body wants to heal itself. We just got to get out of the way. And we have to stop doing the stuff that gets it sick or makes it ail to begin with. When we do that, we have incredible regenerative ability about us. Your liver, your skin, your everything regenerates. Even your skeletal system. You're not born in the same skin. You're the snake? No kidding. You're not born. You're not here right now wearing the same skin you were born in. I can guarantee you that. You're not. So how does that work? Who's running that? Let's tap into that. Join me. Follow me on Facebook. Find out when that's going to be. Probably in the next day or two anyway. We're going to do a little prelude thingy where I connect you and teach you how to do that for yourself. And then we're going to do an advanced Zoom where you can do a workshop with me, and we'll see. But don't forget, some stuff's on sale. And readings are $25 off right now, just until the 31st. So keep an eye out. We'll talk soon. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. Love you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful, happy new year. We'll see you next year for a Psychic Saturday night in 2025. Take care. Bye, everybody.